Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with WorldWide. Willis, and this podcast is brought to you by the League of Melanated Gentlemen Podcast Network. And today, I'm sure you saw the title. It's review time. Some of my favorite episodes. We're reviewing recent PLE premium live event or pay-per-view for old school watchers. And I got my man here. El, what's up, man? LaVeris, how you doing, man?
Doing good. I'm back at it doing that review today, man. Let's
Yes,
go get
sir.
it.
Yes, sir. You already know how this goes. If you've listened to reviews before, but we're basically just gonna break down the card, go through each match, kind of go through the big moments, as I'm sure you've seen. If you're a wrestling fan and you haven't seen what we're gonna eventually talk about, I mean, come on, what are we doing? You're not on the internet apparently, or something like
Yeah.
that. So, but okay, let's start with the women's War Games match. That was the first match. We had Bianca Belair, which was Bianca, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Shotzi versus Damage Control, which is Io, Asuka, Bayley, and Kairi Sane. Elle, what did you think about this one?
I absolutely love this match.
Yeah,
I feel like this is probably the best one so far
yeah,
that they had.
mm-hmm.
The best thing about this PLE was the Chicago fans.
Facts,
Like
facts.
anytime any of the girls got out there and they'll grab a weapon, like
Mm-hmm.
they'll get real loud because they want a table.
Right.
Then they'll bring something else out and they start booing them. So
Yeah.
it's like a build up to like, okay, who's going to be that person
Right.
to grab a table so they can shut up?
Right. Yeah. Facts.
And it was just like you had that going on.
Yeah.
Then you have, you know, everybody keeps saying, are they going to turn on Bayley?
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, Bayley was like a all pro safety, saving
Man,
everybody in their mind.
bro, big time. This was a vintage Bayley performance, honestly.
Like the trash can with EO,
Oh,
the spot where they tied up, I think Becky and Bianca, and they drop
yeah,
kicked them.
yeah,
Then then the spot where it was Io and Kyrie, where she tossed up Kyrie
oh yeah, with the elbow.
and she did the elbow drop on Shotzi with those chairs on top of her.
Yeah,
Like I was like, dang, I never saw that one before. Like they was
right, right.
doing stuff like real creative. So whoever produced that,
Yeah, shout out to them. I want to. I
I
need to
want to
look it
find
up.
that out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Nah, I mean, to me, this is the best women's. This honestly, to me, this last year I felt like the men's was better than the women's, only
Yeah,
because the men's had a storyline that you just couldn't stop. Like it just had a momentum you couldn't stop. Where
yeah,
this year, that type of momentum wasn't attached to the men's war game. So then it was just straight up, all right, straight up match for match and quality, anyways. And the women's was better than me. Like you said, like Io's a superstar. Like we know what it is. Like been a fan since day one. The girl is just star power. Can do stuff in the ring that most can't. And she just like somebody said she's the queen of war games. Well, she really is. Like
yeah.
this, she like this is like a playground that allows her to just play and do whatever the hell she wants to do. Jump off whatever the hell she want to jump off of. You know, I thought Charlotte looked good. The moonsault off the top of the cage, that was dope.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
dope.
that was dope. I thought, yeah, Kyrie looked good. I was really impressed with Shotzi. I was nervous for Shotzi because other moments when she's been put in like, very high level moments, she's kind of flustered. You know what I mean? Especially on the main roster. So I was a little worried. I was like, this is a lot of like timing stuff. This is a lot of like you got to set the weapon in the right spot to get, you know what I mean? And
Right.
she
Yeah.
struggles. She struggles with that, but for the most part, she killed it. Other than the one part where she like was on the top rope and
And
Kyrie was,
everybody saw her like, hey,
yeah,
move right there.
yeah, she's telling like Kyrie,
Like,
she's
yeah.
like, hey, scoot over a little bit. I'm like, bro, you can't tell your opponent that like very clearly the camera's looking at you. Like what?
And Bailey had to like roll over there and lay down.
Yeah, I'm like, shots. That's come on now. You got to call it a little better. Like Gunther is the worst at calling. Like he very blatantly calls stuff,
Yeah,
but it's Gunther. So you're like, all right, bro, it's Gunther. Like I don't give a damn. But Shotzi is like, you can't tell your opponent to scoot over a little bit, make this a
yeah.
little easier for me.
Like I
Uh,
felt like Cat Williams talking about, don't you know we see you?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, bro, like we see what you're saying. Like there's cameras on you. But I thought Shotzi, I saw Triple H. He did his post PLE press conference, and he was just talking about how he was really proud of Shotzi, and he felt like this solidified her. I don't know if it's solidified her, but at least there's no clips that we can jump to. They're gonna, and people have been talking about her like promos and things of that nature. I thought the one she had backstage with Charlotte was great. They probably should stick with that more.
They need to, and I don't know if they will. Did you
Yeah,
see
I don't think
her
so either.
her Ruffles ad thing
Oh yeah,
afterwards
yeah.
when she was like she was a dang lunatic again?
Yeah, I, bro, it's like I don't think she needs to be that. Like that, I guess she wants to be like. It's the difference between being a stick and being just a character who's a regular person who likes rock stuff and all that stuff and does crazy shit. Like the psycho thing, she got to chill out with that. That's over the top. Like she's not good at it either. Um, like but no, overall, I thought they killed it. Becky and them looked great. Bianca looked great. Um, no, they killed it, man. They had the crowd jumping. Like Kyrie Zane with them trash can lid shots. I was like, God, oh,
Yeah,
Kyrie,
when she did that, I was like, I know that hurt
yeah.
because she's swinging hard
Oh yeah, she going from one side all the way,
all
like
the way back.
full 90. Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness.
Because when she did
Um,
that second one to Shotzi, that
yeah,
second time, like
yep,
I knew it was coming. I was like, here it comes. Like, oh, golly.
yeah, man. Yeah, I was like, oh God, oh, I know that hurt. But yeah, okay, let's see. The women's match. It was produced by Jason Jordan, of course. Of course, it was produced by Jason Jordan. That guy don't miss. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I
And
really liked about that
yeah,
was they gave damage control time to beat them all up.
yeah. They look strong for a
They
while
look
there.
really strong, all of
Yeah,
them together. Because
they do,
they was attacking them like crazy for a good like 5, 6 minutes,
bro. They had them
just
kendo
doing all
sticks.
kind of different stuff.
Yeah, they really did. They look like a well-oiled team. You know what I mean? That was like the first time I've been like, oh, okay, damage control is a legit thing. You know what I mean? They all
Yeah,
had the kendo sticks, beating them all up. They was like pointing. Okay, you set them up there. Okay, Io got the chain, wrap them up. Like you said, they did the drop kicks at the same time. It just looked really smooth, and it looked like a cohesive unit. And so, at first, I was like, "Damn, how are they going to explain?" There's rifts between this when it's like this thing is moving very smoothly.
right.
But yeah, but I think they pulled it off with the end. Like you said, like Bailey was, man, that girl was like doing everything she could to stop them from losing. Like anytime when somebody was in danger, Bailey come, boom, help them out,
Boom.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean, I think they did a really good job I think the match overall was amazing. And I also think they did a good job of like pushing the story forward. We all know, like, coming down the pipe, damage control is going to turn on Bailey. But to make it to where Bailey is doing everything, she's like desperate to save it so she doesn't lose and then
yeah.
ends up taking the pin, that kind of lets you know, okay, SmackDown, it's going to be a lot of them on their head about that. Did you see the digital thing interview she did after the Ruffles interview? It was a interview with Kathy Kelly, I think.
She did one
Um,
too.
yeah, so she was like sitting there in the back, kind of. Bailey did. She was kind of sitting there, kind of eating some Ruffles in the back, kind of depressed. And the interviewer was like, "Hey, how are you feeling?" She was like, "I did everything I could." Blah blah blah. She was like, because she was all iced up and stuff. She was like, "I'm gonna go try to recover." She was like, "Let me know if you see my teammates." and kind of look real sad about like basically no, like they kind of just been like, oh, you lost the match, all right, we're not even talking to you, kind of deal.
Yeah.
So they're definitely pushing that forward. So that's really cool to see.
But I wonder what's next.
Yeah,
I really want to know what's next because
I'm
Bailey has been planting a seed
yeah
a lot for the last like 2 years.
yeah.
Did you see her? I don't know if it was Instagram. So I saw it on one of those wrestling sites that she posted like a cryptic
Oh,
like
like the
message.
was it the four with was it the four horsewomen with Sasha?
It was a picture with her and Sasha, but it had I want to say Io. No, it wasn't Io. It was Asuka and Kyrie.
Mm, I did see that. I did see that.
And
She's
she
like, I
put
always have a backup plan or
yeah, but
something.
always got a plan or something like that.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, okay, every time you do some stuff like this, something is happening.
I'm I'm hoping, and I've kind of talked about this in the previous episode, but I'm hoping we get a Bailey turn, right?
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, we get a like. I'm really hoping for a four horsewomen match at Mania.
We need that so bad.
Like to me, that's the best match we can get. Now I don't want Io to lose the title. I don't want Rhea to lose the title. So the match honestly doesn't even need a title, to be honest.
No.
It's so historic. But I think if you have Bailey flip, then I think at Royal Rumble have Sasha come back. I think you could work your way into a tag team match at Mania where Sasha and Bailey versus um, Charlotte and Becky, or a four-way match just to see who's the best. Because yeah, I think that's the best scenario. But either way, you're right. Like her bringing up being encrypted messages about Sasha and Sasha gearing up for a return, and it's not clear if she's returning to New Japan or where she's returning. You know what I
Because people
mean?
keep saying AEW, but at the same time, you sure you want to go to AEW?
Yeah, like it's a shit show over there. And your boy is now running the show. You know what I mean? Your guy. You know,
Yeah,
Hunter is Vince
like
isn't here
Hunter,
anymore.
Vince ain't here no more.
Right. Like literally Hunter gave Sasha flowers and was like crying when Sasha left NXT. You know what I mean? That's how close they are. So
Like, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, is it possible?
right, right.
Like, with like Vince ain't there.
Yep.
Then you heard Stephanie McMahon was in the backstage last night.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
So I'm
Like,
like, hmm,
yeah,
what y'all do?
I'm really hoping Triple H is like, all right, it's 40th Mania. We need to get this four horsewoman. This is like if we don't get it this time, I mean, who knows if people are still around? Like, who knows how long Bailey's gonna still wrestle? Who knows? You know what I mean? And it's like, who knows how long Becky's gonna stay in the WWE? The girl could have a hit movie and be out of here.
They'll
You
be
know what I mean?
gone.
Yeah, like same with Sasha. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to get it done. You got to get it done. Um, that would be one of my main goals on Triple H, try to get that four horsewoman in Philly. I think it would go crazy. But no, that was a really good women's match. Um, all right, the Intercontinental Championship. We have Darin General Gunther versus The Miz. What do you think about this one?
When I first was like when I was watching this, happening,
Yeah,
like a build up to it. At
yeah,
first, I was like, okay, Miz. I was like,
yeah,
maybe they should put put Bronson in there to make it like a triple threat, or
yeah,
somebody else needs to be in here
yeah,
because I'm thinking like unless Miz, you know, pulls a good match out of him,
yeah,
I'm not really interested in this.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But after watching it, I was like, okay, he did bring it this time, so it made me very happy because I was
yeah.
about to get to the point where I was like, I'm about to half watch this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. It's It definitely had that vibe. I was excited about the build just because it was very like on the nose. It was basically Gunther's character. His character is like, you guys are a bunch of, bums. You guys are doing this for entertainment. I'm here for sport. I'm trying to be the best, blah, blah, blah. Like to me,
Yeah,
that's a direct shot at the Miz. Like he's talking about other people, but that's a direct shot at the Miz. The Miz is there for entertainment. The wrestling part is kind of like, you know,
yeah,
I wrestle so I don't get hurt type of deal. And so it was cool to see them like their promos have been really good the last couple of weeks.
yeah. I
Uh,
did like the
uh,
promos.
yeah, promos have been really good, and I just the way the Miz has wrestled over the last year, I'm like, okay, if he gets more time to cook, he's been like the match. I remember he had a really good match with Seth Rollins, a really good match with I think it was Nakamura. He had a really good match with a few other people, and I'm like, okay, Miz, they finally letting you. I think it was Kofi or somebody. I don't remember, but I'm like, okay, they finally let him cook a little bit. He's starting to do new stuff, jump,
Yeah,
springboard off the top rope. I'm like, what?
when you
Like,
start, yeah, like why you start doing this now?
yeah, I'm like, when did you become athletic? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But I thought it was just a good, back and forth, David Goliath type of deal. And the Miz is a really good babyface. I know he's known for his heel work, but
yeah,
he's a good person. I mean, he's a regular dude who dreamed about being a wrestler and became a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a normal guy. He just kind of flipped it and became this, I'm a mega celebrity type of deal. But honestly, if he leans into the regular guy stuff, he's a great baby face. And
yeah.
so I think that's why the Chicago crowd kind of got behind him. It was a good match. Like they didn't have the longest amount of time to get busy, but it was a good match. And
That
like
was a good match.
everybody knew Gunther wasn't going to lose, but like
Yeah,
the kick in the nuts, hit him with the, you know what I mean, the finisher. I was like, okay, all right. Like you're not going to get me, but I get what you're trying to do.
yeah. I was like, that was a nice little, false finish.
Yeah, exactly. That
Yeah,
was a
because
cool little false finish.
it raised my eyebrow a little bit. I was like, okay.
Exactly. It's like that meme where you got to sit up in your chair a little bit. Like,
I'm like,
oh,
okay, well,
okay.
what y'all doing? Okay.
Yeah. Like, this is interesting now. Okay. But no, that was really cool. And I was really impressed that he kicked out of the power bomb. If he would have got hit with that power bomb and not kicked out, I'd have been like, damn, okay,
Yeah,
that had more potential, but they didn't let it cook. But the fact that he kicked out, I was like, ooh, okay.
yeah,
And then he, hit him with the splash. He usually pins people right after that, hit him with the splash on his back, and then hit him with the lion tamer. That was tough. That was really dope.
yeah.
Really,
First, like that ending got me like, okay, that was it. Until
yeah,
I had to go back and watch. I was like, okay, he did frog splash him in the back.
yeah,
He did the lion tamer. Then he
hmm
pulled back. He pulled up like from the ropes and did a Boston crab. And I'm
exactly,
like,
yeah,
oh, okay. I
hmm
would have tapped too.
yeah, exactly. Like direct shot to the back, exactly.
Like you had three different moves on your back. Okay.
Yeah,
I get
after
you.
taking a power bomb to your back, you know what
Yeah,
I
that
mean?
too. Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, I got it.
yeah. But the Miz, I mean, the Miz to me always delivers. They can put the Miz in any position. I feel like that's like their plug and play guy. Like they know
That is.
that's the role player. I can put him in any situation, a talk show, a match, whatever. He's going to give us quality stuff. So shout out
Right.
to the Miz, doing a good job there. Next match we had Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee. What'd you think about this one?
It was good. It was a lot of back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew Dragon Lee wasn't gonna win that one,
Right.
but it was entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
It was real close of me saying like this could have been some on SmackDown or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you on
It was real close, but it was to the
that.
point where like, okay, I can see where they're going, and I know where the end of this is going to be. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I can let that one slide this time.
Right. Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I kind of wanted something a little more, but the result was what I wanted. I wanted Santos to win, right? Like he needed this
Boy,
win.
if he would have lost, I
Uh,
would have been pissed.
I would have been hot. I mean, I would have went. I would have been thinking about that all night, honestly. Like I would have been pissed because this is, and I watched Triple H's press conference, like I mentioned, and Triple H is like, this is where we always wanted to get Santos to. to where this particular character was a heel and he could sink his teeth into this character. So
Yeah.
so this is like the Santos. I remember when he first showed up in NXT, I was like, oh, he pulled the mask off, and I was like, oh shit, who is this dude? He's an
Yeah.
interesting looking guy. His music slaps, and and yeah, and Dragon Lee. It basically, I feel like this match did its job. The job was to make Santos get a W, make him look like a legit heel, and then also make Dragon Lee look good. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? The crowd was really into it, both sides. Like they was yelling "F you" to Santos and also yelling Dragon Lee's name. That was cool. I wish it was a little more. Like I think it's gonna eventually become a little even more once down the road. But like I want Santos to be a little more vicious, and as far as like he broke Ray's leg or whatever. I just
Yeah.
want him to do something to where it's like, oh snap, this dude's a hinge, this dude's wild. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, or take his mask off, something. He was trying to.
I need somebody to actually do it.
Yeah, I want him to do it. Just do it. Obviously, you hide the dude's face, but you know what I mean. That way, you can show like, oh, okay, I'm the emperor of Lucha Libre. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Then
Um,
and let him put it on.
exactly. Yeah, do something wild. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hoping that's kind of what it leads. I'm expecting them to do a program with Santos and Dragon Lee moving forward. I'm assuming, but I don't know. You
Because
never know.
I don't know where because is Dragon Lee even a part of the LWO?
Technically, no, I don't think so. But
That's what I thought.
also, but I also don't know like LWO, like how's that gonna work? Apparently, old boys from NXT are gonna join Santos. Hopefully, that's the new Delgado del Fantasma, but who knows?
You talking about Garza and
And what's my guy's name? But
oh
yeah,
dang.
but yeah, those two
Damn.
guys, yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
join him,
Hmm.
and make him his crew or whatever. So that'd be cool. But I think the job it wasn't amazing, but it did its job.
It
You know what
did
I
its
mean?
job.
And I'm glad they got to be on Survivor Series. Like that could have easily been a TV match, but I'm glad they got to get that shine.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like
Especially
that
for
was
Dragon Lee moving
exactly,
from where he is to being in WWE. Like,
exactly. Like he's on the rise very fast. Dude is really good. It's crazy. He was working for AEW for a short period, like, and they didn't sign him. Another AEW mistake. um,
boy.
Next, we had the Women's World Championship match. We had Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark. This one, I I'm a little annoyed for Rhea because I feel like they keep feeding Rhea like great value products and they expect her to make an amazing meal out of it, and I'm like, bro, we gotta stop this. Like, and Zoe's cool, but Zoe has no personality. Like, she's
No.
not even. She can wrestle, but it's not like a. It ain't like a Tiffany Stratton type of wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Where you go, oh shit, she can go. And she has like some character. Well, this is just sort of like, okay, it looked like you went to a really good wrestling school, but it don't really, you know what I'm saying? But it don't really connect at all. It's just a bunch of moves. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Like you got a good move set, but
Yeah,
that's about it.
yeah. You look like somebody playing 2K WWE 2K. And they're just pushing the same moves over and over again.
Like, let me skip these cutscenes to go right to the wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just like it don't. None of it connects. It's like, all right, flippity flippity thing, this flippity flippity thing, and then I'm gonna do this other flippity flippity thing. It's just like, all right, I don't care about any of this, you know. And it's just like, okay. And then you're in there with the superstar Rhea, whose interest was fire. Like Rhea's, to me, low key might be on the. She's on the level of Becky, Charlotte, Bianca, all of them.
It
Like,
really is.
and she might be further. That's a debate for another day. But to me, like the girl's a superstar. So like, it's just unfortunate that she's kind of getting like if she was on SmackDown, she'd have classic after classic after classic. It's just they're kind of using her to build the Raw Women's division, which is getting better, but it's just kind of like, ugh, I don't know. What do you think about this?
You know how I just said that was the other match was like really close for me to saying that should be put on TV.
Yeah.
This one should have been put on like Raw.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one should have been like we all knew Zoe wasn't gonna win that.
Yeah.
We knew
Nice.
that. Like even the like I wish I should have went back and like timed that match or looked at
Hmm.
how fast that was.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure it might have been like 10 or 12 minutes.
Yeah. I want to say, yeah, pushing 12. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And the same thing like you said, like why like how do we get here with Zoe? Like all these other women,
Hmm.
why we like I don't know. I'm like, are we saving somebody?
Yeah. And isn't this her back to back title shot? Like, didn't she just challenge in Saudi Arabia? Or am I tripping?
No, she wrestled what's her face? Oh, she always gets some shot and never get it. What's her name?
Shayna?
Natalia.
Oh yeah.
She faced Natalia.
Because didn't Rhea defend her title in Saudi? Saudi?
Yeah, she faced Natalia.
She defended. No way.
I'm pretty sure she faced Natalia when they
Hold
was in
on, bro.
Saudi.
I'm about to look this up.
I'm
What was
pretty
it? Crown
sure.
Jewel. Crown Jewel
Yeah,
2023.
I'm pretty sure it was Natalia. And that match wasn't that long.
Because I
Um,
thought Natalia was Night of Champions. Thought. Hold on, let me see.
I'm pretty sure. Because I feel like to me, Zoe came out of nowhere. Because then she won some like tournament or something to get that spot.
Yeah, I want to say she did.
I think.
Um, Jesus, why is this so confusing?
I want to say. I'm pretty sure it was Natalia. Let me
Oh
see.
no, it was she went against Raquel, I think.
Was it?
Okay, hold on. Women's World Champion. Oh, it was the five women. Okay, that's what it was. It was Rhea versus Nia. Yeah,
Oh,
but Zoe was
that's
in the
what it
match.
was.
Okay,
I remember that.
that's what I was thinking it was. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Um, but yeah, you're right. She did win the I think they redid it and
And she
Zoe
got
won the
she got
yeah,
in.
no one contender match or something. But yeah, I mean, definitely I could see why TV, but you also can't have a pay-per-view without Rhea. So I get both sides of it. They
And
gotta have a good
she don't wrestle that much either. So
yeah,
that
that's
makes it
true.
almost worse because it's like, okay, now she's wrestling a PLE
Yeah.
against that person.
Right. Yeah. I think they just need to do a better job of building the roster on Raw, and they need to do a better job of building single stars. Like I'm glad their tag division is getting a little better, but it's like, okay, now that and I get why you stacked up SmackDown. I get it. But now after Survivor Series is over, now it kind of looks a little crazy because like you got Hall of Famers over there. Some of them not even involved in a title. Whereas in Monday Night Raw, Rhea's just going whatever the latest young person is, which they don't even pick the right young people. Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell don't even get it. They're jobbers now for some odd reason.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like I feel like Candice could be one of the top baby faces at the WWE, but
She could be like a
um,
Daniel Bryan right now.
easily she can go, bro. She can wrestle with anybody in that company easily. Like especially Shotzi. Like, hey, shout out to Shotzi, but Candice would have been in there doing some wild shit. Like
Yeah,
Candice,
she
like
would have been yeah.
yeah, like the thing EO did, Candice would have did the same thing plus more. Like Candice be doing wild. Like I've seen Candice take moves from men and like sell it, really well. So, um, but yeah, it was okay. You know what I mean? Not terrible by any means, but it was okay. Definitely a text and watch type of match. But
Yeah.
all right, now to our main event. We have the men's War Games match. We have the Judgment Day. Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, and Drew McIntyre, who's not in Judgment Day, but is on the team. And then we have Cody Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn. How'd you feel about this one? I knew they were going to do the Kevin Owens thing, by the way. I called that. I called it last episode. I was like, they're going to do the Kevin Owens thing, what he did at NXT. But no, go ahead.
Like, and I remember I heard you say that, and I was like, yep, they are going to do that.
Yeah.
But how they going to do, like, in what way are they going to do it?
Yeah.
That was my biggest thing. Like, I know he's going to show up. He's
Right.
not going to say it's Randy and somebody else does some stuff, even though there was like rumors before Survivor Series.
Right.
But I did like the way they did it.
Mm-hmm.
When Rhea came out with briefcase,
added a new element.
Like, because I was like, are they really about to? He's about to cash in on him like
Bro,
right now for real?
I did the same thing. I was like, wait, I didn't even factor in Money in the Bank. Like, I didn't even think about that. That's smart as hell.
Like, I thought about it like in the very beginning, because for some odd reason they was in that cage with their belts on.
Oh yeah.
So I was like in my head, like, okay, why they got their belts on for? Like in there, like why the refs didn't take it? Then I looked down, I was like, okay, is the Money in the Bank there? Okay, it's not there. So in my head, I'm like, okay, he can't cash in.
Right, yeah.
So then when Red came out, I was like, oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That was like, as soon as she ran, I was like, oh, that's brilliant, low key. Like, to protect yourself, to, usually the ones he's been trying to do, somebody runs in and, you know what I mean? Sami Zayn screws it up or somebody screws it up. So it's like, why not do it in WarGames where you got your boys with you who can prevent anyone from stopping your pin? Like, it was smart. It was really smart.
Was smart. Then Randy came in and stopped all of that.
Yeah, I have boys. Yeah, that was fire. That was a big pop too. That was a big pop.
The match was good though. The match was good. I feel bad for JD though. He keep getting in these spots. Him and Dom,
man,
getting in these spots for getting their ass whooped.
Bro, the way they jumped, Dom, bro. When Michael Cole was like, "Remember when you talked about him being in prison?" I was dying. They
like in my head, I kept hearing that. Fight back. Fight back.
He was beating a dog out there. It was like when they be talking about Black History Month, people be setting up 8-man matches, and then they'll put like 7 black wrestlers against Hulk Hogan, and they just beat the dog out of him, bro. That's what it reminded me of.
I felt bad. I was like, Dom, you got to keep getting out of these situations, man.
Bro, like, because he ran in crazy. My man ran in, tackled somebody. Boom, 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 all in the face. Ran in, tackled the next guy. I'm like, okay, this is hella undisciplined. I mean, this is something Dom would do, but it is rare for him to like run in and like crazily beat. So I was like, okay, this is gonna come back on him. I didn't think it was gonna be like all at once.
They all got up like,
it's
you now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, all right, you wanted this, all right. And yeah, bro, that was hilarious. They was beating the dog out of him. But yeah, JD, I'm actually surprised that I thought JD for sure was taking the pin. I was like, JD's taking this pin easily.
I had that like penciled in almost. I was like, he's taking this pin.
Absolutely. I was like, that it's all right. But then when Damian took it, I was like, oh snap, that's wild. But Randy looked amazing. I was like, God, I forgot how big he is.
Brick house,
bro. I forgot how big Randy is. But Randy's like that old school wrestler, like early 2000s, where you had to be 6'4" to even get in a ring with anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where Randy walking out there, he's like not even a heavyweight, or not supposed to be considered a heavyweight, and he walks out there, and this tallest dude on his team by far. I'm like, damn.
And like Randy, his arms, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, bro. With him and Drew stood face to face. I was like, yo, I forget Randy's could be a monster if he wanted to. You know what I mean? Right.
But he just moves like he's not.
Yeah, he's just naturally one of the most gifted wrestlers of all time. So it's just like, oh, okay. I don't even think of him like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when LeBron is playing. You don't think, oh, this nigga 6'9", 260. He just running out there with regular, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he running around with Steph Curry.
Exactly. So I'm like, I don't think of the size thing, but bro, when he walked out, I was like, God dang, this thing is like I forgot Randy's one of them. You know what I mean? And
Like I like my son's a big like Randy Orton fan. He always
yeah,
has been.
yeah,
So when he came out, I told him to come here. The first
yeah.
thing he said, he's like, "Why is he so big?" I was like, "I don't know,
Right.
but he
That
is
man.
huge.
Yeah, man. That man been in the
He's
gym.
been just lifting."
Yeah, exactly. He messes probably couldn't do a lot of cardio with his back and all that. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna just lift this entire time.
This whole 18 months, I'm going to just lift everything.
Right, exactly, bro. Yeah, man, he looked great. I knew I called it. I was like, they're doing the RKO off at the top of the cage. They have to. Like
Yeah,
that's just a
when I
spot
saw
you
him
have to.
go up there, I was like, okay, he's not going to jump off because he's not that type
Right,
of person to get that type of love in WWE yet.
right, exactly.
So when other two went up there, I was like, oh, they're going to throw him.
Yeah, yeah. I was like,
Especially the
okay.
radio was like, come on, come on. I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
oh, okay. He's about to get
Yeah,
RKO.
yep. Yeah, man. That was really cool. Um, I thought the match overall looked good. I wish Drew would have got a little more. I like the story, kind of like we talked about last year. The story last year was amazing, right?
Yeah.
Even like the dynamic in the cage, it was dope. Where this year it was kind of cool between Damian and Drew, but I kind of wish, like, if I was producing the match, I would have been like, all right, Drew, I'm gonna make it to where Drew don't even care about the match, anybody else outside of Jey Uso. Like, I would make it to where he's just trying to get to Jay the whole time. Like, forget Cody standing next to him. He just pushes him out the way and like is making a beeline to Jay. Like,
Yeah.
don't care about Randy coming in. Don't care about none of that. Like, I wish they would have did that rather than him coming in and kind of just like he kind of went after Jay initially, but then kind of just moseyed around a little bit for the rest of the match. He didn't really have a
Yeah.
spot. He didn't get the Claymore at all. I was just like, that's not a good look. Honestly, I guess they talked about how like after the match, before even CM Punk came out, he like stormed out. As soon as the match was over, he like stormed out in the locker room. I guess he like put his clothes on and left the arena
Yeah, I
immediately.
heard about that.
Yeah, and it's like I kind of understand because he didn't get produced very well to me. Like he was kind of just moseying around. Like it was definitely Judgment Day focused,
Yeah.
but I feel like the reason you brought Drew in was he just wanted to beat up Jay in a cage. That didn't
Yeah.
happen.
That
We
didn't
didn't
happen
get
at
that.
all.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I don't know, bro. Like that was kind of trash to me. Um, but overall, I thought everybody looked good for the most part. What was the finish again?
Cody did the crossroads on Damien.
That's right. Didn't somebody go through a table, or was that just
Um,
Seth? Oh, yes, right. Because he did the RKO off the top, and
yeah.
then Cody hit the finisher. That makes sense. Okay.
One
Yeah.
thing that I really liked, and boy, Jay and his facial expressions.
Man.
Like when something happens, you exactly know what he's thinking about. Like
Yeah.
like back when they announced with Randy, Jay's
Yeah.
like, huh?
Yeah,
Who?
exactly. Yeah,
Why?
exactly.
Why him? I don't need
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he said, I don't know if that was during the pay-per-view. It was like,
Yeah,
hey,
early in the night. Yep.
like I put him on the shelf.
Right.
Like, what's he gonna come back when he comes back? Like, cause like I
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't want to have to be watching my back with my own teammate. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and he was doing that the whole time Randy was in there.
Yeah, he really was.
And it was a spot where Randy was looking at him, talking about,
Yeah.
I didn't forget.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, bro. That was really good. Like he got pumped up for the regular like pump up before the RKO, and then you're like, oh, he's about to hit somebody else, and then he turns towards Jay. I was like, oh, that's good. And then Jay gets up, is like, oh shit. Like
Yeah.
I tried like, oh
I
damn.
can't go nowhere.
Yeah, I knew this was coming. It's like when you know you're getting a whooping and it's here now. And
Right.
it's like ah damn. But no, he ended up saving Randy from an attack from behind. But no, that was really good too. Honestly, the whole time they were celebrating at the end, I was like, I was keeping a close eye on Randy. I'm like,
oh, I was staring at Randy the
yeah,
whole time. I'm like, when is
yeah.
it
I'm
coming?
like, yeah,
When is it
exactly.
coming?
Because Randy the type to be like, yeah, we won it. Boom, hits Jay with the with
Like
the
I thought
RKO.
he was legit going to do it. It was a
Yeah,
spot where they was all hugging, and he ran up behind Jay and kind of grabbed him
yeah,
from the back, but he
yeah.
just hugged him. Like I
Right,
thought it was coming. I was like, here it goes, here it goes. I was like, oh, okay, dang,
right,
okay.
right. Yeah, exactly. Like I was like, and I see why they didn't do it a little because it would have kind of seemed like Randy was turning heel or turning his team. But I feel like there's a way to do it to where it's just like Randy's just getting his lick back. That's all he needs to get. I just need to get my lick back,
I
and
said,
then
I just
now
need
I'm
to get
good.
that. I'm all
Exactly,
right.
I'm good now. But I just need to get that. I need to let him know like it's not sweet over here. Like you're not about to
Yeah,
just jump me and then get away with it. Um, but no, I'm definitely excited based on just this match alone. We'll talk about the rest of it, but I'm excited for Raw to see kind of the what all comes out of it.
it's gonna be cooking.
Cooking. And the reason Raw is going to be cooking, we think, is because after the credits are rolling, they get the wide shot, right? I should have known the wide shot. Triple H in the wide shot. I should have known.
That wide shot in that dang corner, that lower right corner.
Yeah. The copyright thing and
So for the people who don't know what we're talking about, in NXT, Triple H will always have some type of surprise at the very, very end of the show.
yep.
Like it'll be, the announcer say, see you next week or whatever. Then that lower third shows up.
Yep.
Then something happens.
Exactly. Yep. That's facts.
It'll be like a wide shot of something too, all at the same time.
Yep. Yeah, man. It was a wide shot of all of them celebrating. Cult of personality hits, and the crowd goes bonkers, goes crazy. CM Punk is back, bro. And we started talking about this before, but bro, I'm in my mom's house. I'm in Oklahoma City visiting family and stuff. So like I'm watching it, and like I have to like temper my reaction because I wanted to be like, oh shit, like I wanted to go crazy, but I was just like I was shocked, genuinely shocked because I thought first of all, I'll be honest, I didn't think it was going to happen. Just because all the drama, you know what I mean? And then for it to happen, bro, and just he walked out, crowd going crazy. It was just that was a moment, man. That was a moment.
Like I was in my bedroom. Like I was like ready to turn it off and go
yeah,
to them doing the press conference. So I'm
mm-hmm.
already like sitting up, like, okay, that was good.
Yeah,
That was a real good pay-per-view. Then I start seeing that wide shot, and I'm like, why is he doing this wide shot?
right.
And I was like, that lower third. Then one thing that kind of tipped me off, because I follow Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful on Twitter,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and he said something about everybody cleared out in Gorilla, like right before the match was over. And I was
Yeah,
like, what does that mean?
right.
Then he said something about my status has changed about what he said about CM Punk. And
Oh,
I was like, what do you mean his status changed about it?
right.
So I'm
Yeah,
thinking in my head, I was like, what does that mean?
yeah,
Then like right after that, boom, the music hits.
yeah,
And I'm like, oh wow.
yeah,
Like I was like probably if people just go to YouTube right now and just look up CM Punk reaction Survivor
yeah.
Series like 2023, everybody has the same reaction. Everybody's
Facts.
mouth is open and
Yep,
their hands on top of their head, like I can't believe this is happening.
yep.
Because that's how I was.
Same,
Like I
bro.
haven't felt that way since I was a kid.
Yeah, same, bro. Like I'm a CM Punk guy. Now I have that's lessened a little bit during his AEW run, but when he was at WWE, I was a CM Punk guy. He was the reason I came back to wrestling after a little hiatus. So for him to be gone, it was, you know how it was, like in 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18. It was always, oh, is CM Punk gonna come back? CM Punk gonna come back? And it never happened, obviously.
Yeah.
And so to see him walk out, like, yeah, we've seen him in AEW, but I don't even count that. The fact that he walked out there on a WWE screen in a WWE pay-per-view, I was like, there's no way. There's no way this man is back in WWE. Like that, like I don't think people understand how much that means. That means he's good now. Now he can do whatever. Like he used to have to disassociate himself with WWE. Like he couldn't do appearances. He couldn't show up for a comeback and anything. Couldn't come to WrestleMania, Hall of Fame, none of that.
He sued the WWE.
He did. That's facts. That's facts. So it's like he couldn't, and people couldn't even speak about it. Even when they wanted to talk about him, they had to
say that man's name.
You couldn't say his name because you was like, you knew the crowd was gonna go crazy. You knew, all kind of negative stuff was gonna happen. So for him to now be back, like I immediately went, oh shit, what if we get a John Cena CM Punk again? What if we get, you know what I mean? Like, what if we get, Randy and CM Punk or anything. And then I thought about, I know Roman sat up in his chair like, huh, I know I can make some money with this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Like what brand he going to?
Exactly. Yeah. Like, Roman called up the head of the team and was like, all right, so what's the plan? Like, what we doing? Like, and he's gonna go to Raw. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But
like, he's facing Seth.
Yeah, I agree. Exactly. Speaking of which, yeah, like good segue. Seth was. It sounds like. So I got conflicting reports. Sean Sapp, where you talking about? He originally, some people was based off of the reaction, which people don't. If you don't know, you can look it up. It's kind of viral now. But Seth Rollins was like pissed. Flips off CM Punk while he's doing his entrance. People have to hold him back. You could kind of see the whole group kind of was dejected a little bit. I think Cody's cool with CM, so I think he was sort of just like trying to calm everybody down. But so that reaction made you think, okay, they didn't know, right? Going into the match, they didn't know this was going to happen. But then Sat posted that like it was mentioned to all of them that this was going to happen.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, is this a work? Is it Seth selling? Because I mean, if it is, it's a great work. Like that thing is once viral of his reaction towards CM.
Flipping them off, saying F you and all that stuff.
Yeah. So I'm like, opening Raw, it gotta be CM Punk walk out there, boom, Seth Rollins walk out there, we have a promo battle. Like it gotta be. It has to be.
Like I definitely think it's a work.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's obviously.
I think it's a little personal in there.
Yeah, yeah.
But his reaction is definitely a work.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Because there's certain other people who recorded him doing that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, if you really are pissed off at him, you can charge him. Michael Cole can't hold you.
Yeah, that's true. That's facts.
So that's why I kept looking at it. I was like, that's interesting. Then on top of that, like Cody ain't really doing nothing.
Yeah.
Sammy ain't really doing nothing. Yeah. But you got Michael Cole and Corey Graves holding you.
Yeah.
I was like, that don't look right, and that don't seem right to me.
Yeah.
Because there'll be more people trying to hold him down if he was really that pissed off and like on a shoot level.
Yeah. It's facts. Honestly, like if I was booking it tomorrow, I'd have CM Punk come out there. CM Punk have him say his whatever he was going to say for about 10 minutes. Seth come out there looking like he about to talk, and then immediately jumps on CM Punk's ass and just start jumping him. Like, because they got animosity. It's like, it's beef. It's true beef. So it's like, why even play with it? Like, we don't need to, we know it's no talking is going to do anything. Like, we all know what Seth is going to say. He's like, you took your ball and went home, and you didn't come back. You know what I mean? Like, I've been here the whole time, very classic stuff. So, but
then CM Punk can say, without me, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, it's facts. He'd be like, I created the Shield.
Right,
part
because
of
he
that.
legit
Like,
created the Shield,
yeah,
which people don't.
yeah,
People
like,
don't know that.
yeah, like Tribal Chief. I created the Shield. The guy that's over there is doing well. I created the Shield. Like, he can easily go to that, and he can easily be like, I was the guy when I was here. Now that I'm back, I want to be the guy again. And so, and he could be like, WWE could have said no, but they knew they couldn't deny me. You know what I mean? So it's like, and yeah, bro, that comeback was crazy.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Hunter.
This man got wrestling at my man is.
And you got to think about this. He's the king of kayfabe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he don't like that type stuff.
Right.
Like, he has mentioned that on constant like interviews for like years.
Yeah.
So you can see him like sprinkle some of this. Like, no, we kind of going to have to go old school with this.
Yeah. Thanks.
And oh man, like,
Bro.
that's a surprise. Like, when he came back to AEW, people knew already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when Adam Cole went to AEW, we all knew that was kind of happening.
That was easily telegraphed.
Yeah, we knew what Dale Bryan was doing over there.
Yeah.
Like, the only surprise it was when Sting went over there.
Yeah, that's true.
That was okay. Sting's over there.
Right. Yeah. What big deal? But this one was like those were situations where it's like you went from the top flight security place to the place with no security, and it was like, okay, you ended up there. This is the one where CM Punk is leaving the very like easily. You can easily go there, fine. Trying to go back to the top flight security place that also he has beef with. So it's like, oh, no way. Like, there's no way the talent, Triple H, any of these people want him back and what he just did in AEW. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, for it to happen is just crazy, bro. It is wild.
AEW is not going to be the same after this.
Bro, I want a reaction video of Tony Khan. That's what I want. Like, I want Tony, because Tony Khan gotta be hot.
Like,
he has to be.
Like, Tony Khan, he's gonna have to like do something.
Bro, I've heard people say that, and I'm just like, what can he do?
And I've heard people say, well, you got all these people who just got let go. I was like, but that's not him though.
Right. Facts.
People saying, Mustafa Ali or Dolph Ziggler. I'm like, bro, that ain't CM Punk.
Bro, you brought over Edge, didn't move a needle.
Not one.
Not one needle has been moved. Like, I saw a stat yesterday, and they were talking about AEW viewership on like Dynamite, or it was Dynamite. I think it was Dynamite compared to 2022. It was like negative 43%, like, of viewership. Like, and it was a few other categories. It was all under. No, I think it was like negative 29%, negative 30. Like, all of it is like very bad, like, for their viewership numbers. And so I'm like, bro, AEW is going, and I hate to say it because I enjoy having a different product to watch. That's cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? That means more wrestlers get to wrestle there, and I get more wrestling. But, bro, they're struggling. And it's like, yeah, you can sign Will Ospreay. That's great. But be honest with you, Will Ospreay is a great, like, wrestling fans wrestler. But most people watching WWE are not watching Will Ospreay. You know what I mean? They don't even know who he is.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
on top of that, signing Ospreay is like, but he's been here anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's not some amazing.
Like, oh, we got him. You kind of had him already.
You kind of, like New Japan let him work whenever he wanted to.
Yeah. So it's just like, you was just here 2 months ago.
Yeah, and it's just like, and that's a very niche. I like Will Ospreay, but that's his style, the way he talks, all that is very niche. Like, you're not getting, and that's AEW's problem. They're not going to get kids who are going to grow up and then still be AEW fans, right? Where WWE is going to get kids They're 6 years old to 46 years old. And as older they get, they're all going to stay with WWE. You know what I'm saying? So it's like AEW goes for like that 18 to 35, and that's it. You know, and
That's
it's
all
just
they
like,
do.
I'm
Like
just like,
whoever
bro,
was around when the Young Bucks was thriving, that
yes,
age group.
exactly. They just want the people who check online for the newest New Japan match. Like they want those type of people. It's like that's cool, but that ain't gonna generate money for you. Like them people ain't gonna buy your tickets or your merch and all that stuff, toys, all that stuff. They're not doing it. Kids will, you know. So yeah, AW. This Triple H is. You remember we talked about Dom getting jumped and fight back?
Fight back. Fight
Yeah,
back.
Tony Khan got to fight back, man. He getting
He got
jumped right now.
and people keep on saying like also like, well, you gotta sign Mercedes.
Bro,
Why would like legit, why would she go there?
yes. Why? There's no indication that you give a damn about women's wrestling. Like, there's been talent after talent after talent that's been there and have never been great, given a great run. Triple H was basically like, Cargill wasn't taught a damn thing. And I basically got to
Boy,
go
when
back
he
to,
said that last night, I was
bro,
like, he, she wasn't developed. I'm like, oh wow.
yes. Like, he was like, I mean, really not her fault. She just wasn't prepared. And I got to get her prepared to where, if what, no matter what the situation is, she's prepared for it. So we're going to send her to developmental. She's going to work at the performance center, work on her game, get ready. And then when she shows up, she's going to be ready to kill. But at that other place, at the JV League, she kind of just was able to walk out there and do whatever the hell she wanted to, you know? And it's like,
And the thing
bro.
is, he said that, and nobody has said anything about that.
Right. Right. I'm just like,
Like,
bro, he
no
did.
report has said Triple H is talking crap about AEW or Tony
Right.
Khan or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, when I heard that, I was like,
Same.
okay, Paul, man.
Yeah. My boy cooking, man. My man's on a high. He's cooking, bro.
Then that
I'm
picture
just,
of him and CM Punk when he did the Triple H
bro,
pose, I was
man, the
like,
point.
he did the point and talking about, what was it talking about, a cold day in hell or something like
Yeah, he's
that?
like, it's a cold day hell or something like that.
Yeah, I was
I
sitting like,
was like,
oh
bro,
man.
my man Triple H ain't missing right now.
Yeah, he
I'm
was
like,
like, he getting loose.
yeah,
He ain't got
he's
Vince
on
behind his
fire.
back no more.
Yeah.
He was like, okay,
Uh,
he ain't here. Okay, let's go.
yeah, he's like, let's turn it up. Like now
And it felt
we're,
like ever since that whole thing with like Endeavor was like, no,
yeah,
this is your baby. It was
yeah,
just like, okay, let's go. And it's
right.
been like that ever since.
Ever since, and I'm glad the person asked him the question in his press conference, like, "Hey, did Endeavor like push for this? Did Endeavor like was it basically a situation where Endeavor wanted CM Punk and Triple H didn't?" And he was like, "No." He's like, "This is a decision by me, Nick Khan, and that's it." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he was like, he was like, "I'm sure they're happy about it," but he was like, "I didn't report to them about it." And so I was just
Because
like,
that's
that's
his
dope.
baby now.
Yeah,
They don't
exactly.
care.
Yeah, bro. They look at them ratings. They looking at
Yeah,
them
like,
box, the
yeah.
box office. They looking at the viewership. He said it's the highest grossing Survivor Series ever, the most watched Survivor Series ever. And last year's was the most most ever. You know what I mean? Last year had all them records. So yeah, bro, like they're breaking records every week. So I'm sure the dude over at Endeavor's like, bro, you ain't gotta ask me nothing.
Like,
Like
just keep doing what you're doing.
yeah, keep doing what you're doing, bro. I see them numbers running up. I see it.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing
Right.
over there. Yeah, bro. Um, but I did want to shout out the producers for everything else. So Gunther versus, like we talked about, the women's War Games match was produced by Jason Jordan, the GOAT producers right now. Gunther versus The Miz was produced by Shane Helms. Is that Hurricane? Or is that somebody?
Yeah.
Okay, with Eddie Rego. Oh, that's a record. Okay, Dragon Lee versus Santos was produced by Son Davari. Davari? I don't know him.
I was one of the Vardy brothers.
Oh, okay. Rhea Ripley versus Zoe was produced by Jason Jordan. And then the men's match was produced by um, Michael Hayes. Jamie Noble, and Bobby Roode.
I was about to say, if Michael, I could feel Michael Hayes' name in this match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because usually he do all them big men's matches anyway.
Yeah, he does. He does. Glorious.
And shout out to Triple H for also keeping his butt quiet.
Oh yeah. Yep.
To the point where like not even creative or production knew until he said something to them over the mic because he took it over.
Yeah. That was low key a Vince move, low key.
Boy, I said the same thing. I was like, ooh, that's a Vince move right there.
Yeah, like
at least this was a good Vince move.
Right, I was. Like sometimes you gotta flex your power, which Vince did. But he's like, all right, everybody get out of Gorilla. I'm taking over. You know what I'm saying? He told him to roll the credits, all that.
Yeah, all right, get that music.
Yeah. He was like, hey, you still got cold personality? Oh, okay, cool. Run that real quick.
Man, run that. For why? Run it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Just run it right now.
Yeah. Bro. That's wild, bro. Because I did see somebody say Colt's personality got he got something this past week, license or something like on Thursday. And people were like, oh, it's happening. And I was like, well, I don't know if that means anything. But I mean, apparently it did.
Yeah, because they said this all happened like a few days ago.
Yeah. And they said he didn't even have a contract signed on Saturday.
And yeah, until like right before Survivor Series, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah. Yep.
I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, apparently, I want to know what that conversation was.
Oh yeah. They said I forgot the details. They said they sat and spoke for like an hour. So it was something like that. I can't remember, but
like those go back and read. Must have been mended.
Tenfold. Yeah, I know. I bet you Triple H is like, hey man, I'm the boss now. I still don't like you, but I think you can really do some great things here. We're cooking, so we don't need you. So if you fuck up, I'm gonna send your ass packing.
Yeah, I'm like you got one shot.
Exactly.
One little incident.
Yeah, bye. you got one. Like I would put conditions in his contract. All right, a fight in the locker room, gone. You know what I mean? Little stuff like that. That way he knows you better be on your P's and Q's because we're cooking. We do not need you. This is just okay, let's just add that on. You know what I mean? But we don't need you at all. So it's like, yeah, I bet you Triple H walked there with all the leverage. Like this is
all of it.
Yeah, I'm sure he took a piece of paper and was like, all right, this is what we're gonna give you. You can take a look if you want or not. It's up to you. But that is what's going to be going. There will be no renegotiations. You take a look at that and let me know what you feel. But like, yeah, bro. Like he had CM Punk has no leverage. Like he got kicked out of last place. Like you trying to come back here? It's like, okay, cool.
Like you want to sign this or go to TNA? Which one you want to do?
Exactly. Yeah, go to TNA. That's fine. You can go to TNA.
Like, go there.
I heard they offered you some big money. That's cute. That's great. But we're going to continue towards WrestleMania. Like, we're the big leagues. You've been here before. You know how it works.
Like you want to main event your first WrestleMania?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, bro, like, and some people were like, Seth is mad, but Seth as is will not main event a WrestleMania. But it's Seth versus CM Punk could main event a WrestleMania. So it's like
they doing night one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That could easily
be night one right there.
Easily, bro.
And we know night two is probably gonna be Cody and Roman.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, and I've heard this could be non-related or not, but they were basically talking about how Triple H has big plans for Roman at Royal Rumble. I'm interested in what that'll be, but I am
what that will be.
Yeah, me too. I don't know if it's singles or if he's somehow going to be involved with the Royal Rumble. I don't know, but I'm excited about also the time we basically get all December to just cook, all December and most of January to just cook. No pay-per-views. They don't have to set up any filler feuds just to get a match card filled. They can just do their thing, and so it'll be really cool to see them cook. It's going to be probably a lot of good TV matches, probably a lot of good long promos with some really good people. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, man, CM Punk is back. Wow, it's wild to say. Never thought I'd say it.
Back in the WWE.
In the
Last time he
WWE.
was there, it was 2014.
That's wild. Wild, man.
Oh my gosh.
Like I was researching for our top 5 today. I was watching, what was it, 2011? It was him versus Del Rio. And I was like, yo, what the hell? Like watching him walk out, his clobbering time. I was just like, yo, what am I watching? Like we're about to see this again. It's crazy.
Like probably after this, I'm probably gonna watch something else related to him.
Yeah, exactly. And if I'm Triple H, also in his contract, you will not wear those tights. You will wear your CM Punk regular gear, and like you did when you were here before. You're not wearing a Finn Balor tights, whatever the hell that thing is.
That was weird, man.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you don't wear pants. Like, just keep it simple. Like, come on now. But yeah,
And he has hair now too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, man. It's different, but
hey, is his wife coming? That's another thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so many ramifications. AJ Lee can now show up in WWE if she wanted to, easily. You know what I mean? And the crowd would go crazy if she showed up.
Or if she show up,
yeah, man.
Boy, people gonna be done.
Done.
They're already done now because people talk about I'm coming back to WWE now.
Yeah, so exactly.
Like,
yeah,
boy, you can't punch an air right now.
Exactly. Okay, we'll finish out with our top 5. Our top 5 today is top 5 Survivor Series matches. So this doesn't necessarily have to be the traditional 5-on-5 elimination match. This is just any match that we liked from a Survivor Series pay-per-view. And that's like within our top 5. So now, El, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first.
Okay.
So my number 5, oh boy, is probably going to be Team WWE versus Team Alliance. 2001.
Yeah, that's on my list. Yep.
That match had a lot of legends on it.
It really did. Pretty much all Hall of Famers.
They all, yeah, let me look at the roster. Yeah. Minus Shane McMahon.
Minus Shane McMahon. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Other than him, everybody else.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle, RVD, Booker T, Stone Cold, Kane, Undertaker, Big Show, Chris Jericho, The Rock.
Yep.
Yep. That's crazy to have all of them in a match like that.
Yeah.
And it's a reason why it's my top 5, though.
Okay.
It's my 5 on that one because we'll build to that later.
Gotcha.
But that match, it was a lot of back and forth. It didn't start cooking until like the last few people that was still left.
Yeah. Yep.
Like when it was Austin, Rock, and Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
That's when it started. It was starting to go then because Chris Jericho got pinned out, turned on The Rock.
Yep.
Then it was just The Rock and Stone Cold going at it.
Yep.
Then a whole bunch of interference.
Yep.
Like it was like a lot. I was like, dang, Vince was doing like this back then too, like that.
Right. Yeah.
This daggum interference he was doing.
He loved.
But it turned out Rock, P 1, 2, 3, TWW won. Now, also backstory: the alliance was basically WCW and ECW, and they formed an alliance.
Yeah, this was like
people who don't know.
Yeah, this is like the end to like a year-long thing because like Invasion was kind of like the beginning of it.
Yeah,
and then this kind of ended because WWE. I want to say, how did that work? The Invasion, because somebody else turned in Invasion because The Rock wasn't there. I don't think that first Invasion. Stone Cold was on the WWE side. I want to say.
Yeah, he was. That's why
Yeah,
this is fine for me.
yeah.
It made no sense. I was like, okay, how do we get back him to being against them now?
Yeah, because he joined. Shit, now I'm trying to remember. I
Because
mean,
I remember that's when he came and whooped everybody's ass.
yeah.
When he came with that
Exactly.
pool stick, when he was in the bar talking about his sorrows, and he
Yeah.
all of a sudden he came back to Stone Cold and drove up and started whooping everybody.
Actually,
Or was that reverse?
I think we're in reverse. So I think you're right. So I think this Survivor Series happened first because Stone Cold had turned heel at WrestleMania against The Rock. He turned
Yeah.
heel. Damn. Because what I do know is though, you're right. When that whole like, okay, we need the old Stone Cold. We need the old Stone Cold on our team. I think that was like the final, bookend of the whole invasion storyline.
So that part was
Uh,
at the very end.
I think that was the end of it because I think that was the last part was when he came out, started whooping everybody's ass. Then they had the match at Invasion, I believe, and they lost. Or was it? Because Survivor Series. The only thing that's confusing me is that WWE won that match
Yeah.
because I know it was 1-1 basically when they went up against each other. So I got to research that. But no, overall that match was really good. It's in my top 5. I had number 3 as well. So like that's and like you said, superstar studded. Um, Stone Cold. I love heel Stone Cold. Some people don't. I love heel Stone Cold. Especially like his background segments and all that stuff was really good.
Yeah, that's when it was being comedic too.
Yeah, exactly. That's when it all started. The what? That's what that started. Checking the watch, all that stuff started then. So, um, okay.
That was the same year
What invasion?
when he came back and whooped everybody. That
Yeah,
was months before that.
didn't be.
Like I see a clip. Yeah, that was July 16th, 2001. That was the same year as that Survivor Series. So how did he? Oh, I got to go back and see why he flipped.
Yeah, I gotta because
So I know he flipped.
right because okay, invasion happened on July 22nd, 2001, and this Survivor Series happened when
In November.
no damn. So I'm thinking it's
So
back
that
to
was
I'm
like
thinking
he turned on them in like 3 months, 3 or 4 months.
because he was a heel since Mania, which was in January, right?
Right. And
Well, I'm
that's when people
assuming.
were talking about go back to who you used to be. And he
Yeah,
couldn't do it.
yeah, we gotta definitely because I actually know because I watched it a while ago, but on YouTube they have a whole breakdown on the invasion storyline. Like they just have clips of like where it started week by week by week until leading up until the pay per views. We'll have to watch those.
And I'm like, right now,
Um,
I'm looking at the clip of him going through everybody.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I gotta figure that out.
yeah,
But
same.
that's why I put it at 5. I was like, how did we? Why did he
Right,
do that?
right. Because I truly believe The Rock was not in the first one. The Rock came back and then he was in the
Yeah, I think
second
he
one.
came back with that one, but he was a
Yeah,
title holder at that time too.
yeah. Because when he came back, he won the WCW title against Booker T. Um, the SummerSlam. So
Yeah,
I'm like, so yeah, I'd have to break down that timeline again. But number 5 for me is in 2021, Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch, Raw Women's Champion versus SmackDown Women's Champion. This is like the thick of that whole like beef. Um, and they had an amazing match. I mean, that was one of the best women's matches I've ever seen. That was when Becky wore the full like red leather suits with the with the knee things, looking like she looked like Scarlet Witch, low key. And
Yeah.
no, it was a great match. And that was kind of when I first started being like, okay, Becky's legit in the ring. I knew she was solid, but that was when I first knew, like, okay, she might be a GOAT level in the ring. And it was a fun match. I think later on that year, soon after that, they had to do the title, like passing of the title. And that's when they had the whole like incident where Charlotte didn't want to pass the title over or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, that was a whole deal. A lot of drama started from that, then led up to low key this Survivor Series where Charlotte and Becky like reconciled all their differences. But yeah, that was a really good match. One of my favorites. I've rewatched it a few times and really, really good. Good stuff. What do you got, number 4?
My number 4. It is Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan 2018 champion versus champion.
We have the same number 4, sir.
Big versus little, David
Yeah.
versus Goliath.
Yep.
This is probably one of my favorite ones because it really had me thinking, like, is he really going to beat him?
Yeah, man. That was low key. That's probably my favorite like squash match where like Brock is beating the dog out of Daniel.
Like
You're just like, oh, the way he landed on some of them suplexes, like,
yeah,
yeah, them
they kick him
Germans.
in the head and all
Yeah.
that. And you know,
Like,
this is him just now coming back not too long ago.
right. He just came back to wrestling. And so, yeah, bro, like that was an amazing match. And then, yeah, when Daniel hit him with the low blow, then started getting momentum. Boom, bro. Them and Brock was selling amazingly. Crowd was
Boy.
into it. The crowd got woken up, and man, that was a great match. That was a great
And
one.
all those near falls he had on, I was
Oh
like, oh
yeah,
boy. I
yeah,
remember
bro.
watching that too, like watching it, when it was live, like
Yeah,
he might do this.
yeah, same. That was like one of the first times I was like, oh snap, like because at that time Brock was like unbeatable. So yeah, man,
Because
that
he
was
kept
fun.
attacking that knee.
Yep, he did.
Like he did
He
that from
did.
like jump. I was like,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, and them flying knees were brutal. Like he was jumping up there like Jordan, like get me like 40 years vertical. Boom, right in
Boom, right in
the
the face.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, damn. But no, that's a really good choice. That's my 4 as well.
So you said that was your 4?
Yeah, that's my 4.
We're going to 3.
Yes, sir.
So my third, boy, this is where it gets interesting. I'm going to say my number 3 is 2014's Team Cena versus Team Authority,
Ooh, good one. It's a good one.
which had Dolph, Eric Rowan, Big Show, Ryback versus Seth, Kane, Luke Harper, RIP, Mark Henry, and Rusev.
Yeah.
Like now the backstory of this, the Authority is, Triple H and Stephanie taking over,
Yep.
WWE back. Almost the same thing where Vince used to do.
Exactly.
But this is, Triple H and Steph doing this. So pretty sure the winner had to go.
Yeah. Yep.
So if Authority won, everybody on Team Cena got fired. If Team Cena win, Steph and Triple H got to go. So that was the stipulations for that. The match, the MVP of that match is Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Because you got, first of all, Mark Henry talking crap and got, knocked out
Bro, so
immediately from
fast.
Big Show. That was hilarious.
Yep. Triple H is pumping him up too. Like, you got it, man.
Pumping up, run up on Big Show, gone. Bye.
Yeah.
Then all the counters and all of that were great. Seth was, this one when Seth was young and running around like crazy.
Yeah.
Herb stopping everybody.
Yep.
Then Big Show turned on John Cena,
Yeah.
shook Triple H's hand, dipped out. So
Yep.
you really only got now Dolph versus Seth, Luke Harper, and Kane.
Yep.
So you thinking like it's no way he's gonna get through all of them.
Right.
So slowly did the roll up on, I think the roll up was on Luke Harper, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah. I think that's right.
Then he got Kane up out of there with
Mm-hmm.
the zigzag.
Exactly. Yep.
Then it was just Seth and Dolph going at it.
Mm-hmm.
Get to the point where Triple H had enough. He interfered,
Yep.
got the ref up out there, interfered with him, then did a pedigree to Dolph, drug Seth on Dolph, brought the referee in there, went pitch black, and all of a sudden, debut of Sting comes out.
Yes, sir. That was crazy. That was wild,
You know,
man.
then they had that about a 2-minute stare down.
Yep.
He did his finisher on Triple H, drug, took Seth off of Dolph and put Dolph back on Seth. Pin 1, 2, 3.
Yep. That was really good, man.
That was really good,
It
especially like
was.
Triple H was selling Sting coming back.
Yeah, he was. He was like terrified.
And then at first he got mad, like, "What the f are you doing here?"
Yeah, exactly. Like, what? Like, no, that was really good. It's on my honorable mention list, and yeah, man, I watched a little bit of it researching for this, and yeah, that was fun. Um, like you said, it had some funny moments, had some really cool moments, had some really good wrestling. Kind of had everything you wanted from and that's kind of honestly like why I like the 5-on-5 traditional match because you get stuff like that. Like you get to set up ways to where a character you can make a character look better. Like in that case, Dolph looked like a star after that because you know just the way he overcame all that stuff. So and like you said, the storyline of the Authority having to leave and because they were running WWE for a long time up
For
to
a
that
few
point.
years.
Yeah, a few years. Like they were the main thing. People were so sick of them, and so to see them lose, like the crowd was going crazy. Um, but yeah, number three for me was the 2001 Survivor Series Invasion. Um, I just really loved how obviously Shane McMahon, that was annoying to have him there. That was obviously due to some contract negotiation stuff where like they couldn't get the top guys, so they had to kind of fill in spots with the whole invasion storyline. But overall, like yeah, again, like that match, like Chris Jericho turned and like we should have known. Like we should have known. Um, so yeah, it was just a lot of that stuff, man. It was a really good match during a great period of wrestling to me. Some people hate the invasion storyline. I love it just because I was tapped into all of it. You know what I mean? I watched ECW, I watched WCW, so I was already like, oh yeah, I know these people. Let's roll. You know what I mean? They weren't the top guys, obviously, but I didn't even really love the top guys in WCW like that. Like the top guys, they say the top guys. Like, you know, if it was like Rey Mysterio, Eddie, and you know, Benoit, like those guys, sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. But they was talking about like the outsiders and Hulk Hogan, I was Goldberg. I'm like, I'm kind of cool on that. But no, that was a really fun period. What you got for number two?
My number two. Boy, boy, boy. I'm going to say it will probably be Adam Cole versus Pete Dunne for the NXT Championship in 2019.
Really good choice. I watched 7 a day. Really good choice.
Like the counters,
Mm-hmm.
Cole doing the Panama Sunrise on the outside of that ring.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
that was.
The finish where Pete Dunne was going to do his finisher,
Yeah,
he countered it, and to do it Panama Sunrise,
yeah,
and he
yeah,
went back and did the last shot to end it. I
yeah.
was like, oh gosh, I forgot about that.
That was a really good man. And Adam Cole was all beat up because the night before he had did WarGames at NXT. And then
Yeah.
early, I think Friday night he wrestled Daniel Bryan. It was like some wild stuff.
Like those 2 weeks for him, he faced Seth, Daniel Bryan, and some other folks.
Yeah.
I was like, all because those fools got trapped on an airplane in Saudi Arabia that year
Exactly. Yeah.
and they couldn't leave.
Yep. Yep. That was hilarious. It worked out great because you got to
That worked
see
out
some
really
cool,
great.
really good matchups. And it made Adam Cole look great. Like facing big dogs and killing it. But yeah, he was all bandaged up, and Pete Dunne, of course, taking advantage of all that stuff. That was really fun.
And Pete Dunne had a knee issue too. So he
Yeah,
had
he
a
did.
knee and Adam
Yeah,
Cole had ribs.
yep. And that's why I'm like, I miss Pete Dunne. Hopefully, with Braun Brutes maybe breaking up, hopefully we get Pete Dunne again. Who knows?
They need to change that man's name.
I know Butch is so stupid.
Like we already got Piper Niven back to her
Yeah,
name.
right.
And we just
Yeah, it's an
can we
easy choice.
can
Like you
we
got a immediate Intercontinental Champion or U.S. Champion contender if you just change his name. Change his name back. Give him his old music back too.
give him all his stuff back.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Vince ain't here no more.
Right. Like we don't need to own their names too. Like relax a little bit.
Like hopefully, this soon to be maybe breakup
Yeah, exactly.
can
Hopefully
do
just
that.
let him do his own thing.
Yeah.
Uh, but okay. Number two for me was the 2022 Men's War Games match. When you had the Bloodline versus Drew McIntyre and the Brawling Brutes. And man, that match just has so much to it, bro. Like there hasn't been a War Games match that I've seen that had that much story, had that much star power, honestly.
That was a
Like,
lot.
yeah, like you had Roman in there. My man had a chair. My man put a chair in the War Games cage and was sitting there chilling. Was getting guarded by his dudes. And it's like he's like, Jay's in there getting beat up and he stops Jimmy from going down there. He's like, nah, Sammy, you go do it. Like you need to prove to us, you know what I mean? You're really part of this family.
Yeah.
And man, just the whole like dynamic of Jay and Sammy beefing this whole time. Jay never truly believing he's a part of the bloodline and like always being on Sammy's head about everything. And
Right.
so to finally get like honestly, like Survivor Series, I mean, Bloodline is supposed to be the heels, but that crowd was rooting for Bloodline the entire time. You know what I mean? Yeah, saying I was too. Like the beautiful moment when Sammy kicks Kevin Owens. Oh yeah, I forgot Kevin Owens was in it too. But when Sammy kicks Kevin Owens and he falls onto him and he like lays him out and he's like, Jay, you got it. And Jay hits him with the splash, 1, 2, 3. And for them to hug, that was crazy. The crowd went wild. It was just to me, it was a pivotal moment in the Bloodline storyline, which is one of the greatest storylines ever. And it was just like, we got like other than Undisputed Era, that's my favorite. Like, oh, this faction's a part of War Games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my favorite one. And just the storyline, bro. Sometimes I go back and watch Bloodline's entrance for that Survivor Series. It's so good, bro. Because like Sammy going, Sammy being Sammy,
Oh
the
yeah, he
Uso,
was going crazy at that time.
yeah,
So I remember that.
yeah. Uso's doing that thing. Sammy got his Uzi shirt on. Paul Heyman's walking out there. Roman's walking out there like straight up tribal chief, bro. That's just and then the crowd is going crazy. It's a great entrance, honestly. So sometimes I run that back every now and again. But yeah, 2022 Men's War Games match was amazing. The in the ring stuff was cool, but it was just a story that surrounded it that kind of made everything important. Yeah.
Like even that hug. Like I saw
Yeah.
Jay said like that wasn't planned.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like
I saw that too recently. Yeah.
they just felt that.
Yeah. It was
Yeah, I was
like
like, oh
Sammy was
wow.
crying, like Sammy was like legit crying. He
Yeah.
was like I feel like I should, that's a natural reaction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that match amazing, bro. That's a capsule in time to me. People would be like, What's your favorite storyline? Let me tap you in. Survivor Series WarGames 2022. Just follow that. Just start from there. You can even go back even more. That's fine. But that's a capsule in time right there.
And this storyline is still going.
It is. It really is. It really is.
So that's the crazy part. Is like, okay, now Survivor Series is over with. When's Roman coming back? And what's about to happen with him?
Right. That's true. It's true.
Oh man.
What you got for one? We might have the same, but we'll see.
My number one is Survivor Series back in 2002.
Oh, okay.
It is Triple H versus Shawn Michaels versus Booker T versus Chris Jericho versus Kane versus RVD. The first ever Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And on top of that, this was in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Now, some of the backstory is back in SummerSlam of that year, this when Shawn Michaels came back.
Yeah.
And Hunter turned on Shawn.
Mm-hmm.
So they had that kind of like that hardcore match at SummerSlam, which Shawn Michaels won, but Triple H came back and kind of put him out with a sledgehammer and had that dude in a wheelchair. So Elimination Chamber rolls around. Eric Bischoff invites him to give him the invite to do Elimination Chamber, and he accepted for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
Like watching that match back, that's before they had like all the padding they have now.
Yeah.
So everybody was getting jacked all the way up.
You could hear every move. It was
every hit. It was like, oh gosh, I know that hurt.
Yeah.
Like everybody was sitting there bleeding.
Yep.
That's the match that Triple H looked like legit almost died.
Yes.
Like for the people who don't know, RVD did his frog splash off one of the little areas where they kind of hold them in.
Yeah.
And usually when he does his frog splash, it's kind of high.
Yeah.
He can't go high because the cage is enclosed. So when he jumped off, he kneed Hunter in the neck, like in the throat.
Yep.
And if anybody ever watched that back, watch how he reacts. Homeboy can't breathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he almost took him like legit out.
Yep. Like he's like in like visible pain, like kicking around. Like
he's kicking around like that ain't like he could have really he should have died. Depending how hard he was gonna land on him.
Right.
But the match was great.
Yeah.
Especially came down to what Chris Jericho, Triple H, and Shawn.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho had Hunter and the Lion Tamer or the Wall of Jericho.
Yeah. And that's when Triple H also tore his joint. He tore something in his leg because people was like, how the hell did you take the Lion Tamer and your joint is all jacked up? Like I think it was his hip, it was something. And
I remember that because I think he missed some time after that.
Yeah, he really did. He did. He missed a while. And no, you're right. That the final three was amazing. Shawn Michaels' gear was trash, but that was the only bad part of the match.
That dude had on brown cowboy boots. I'm like,
this thing is ugly.
And that's when he had his short hair too. Looking like a soccer mom. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So it was going through a transitional moment, man. That was tough. But that was a great moment. Obviously, him winning and coming back, through all the stuff he went through. That was amazing. I forgot about that match. That was a good one. Should have had that one on my list. All right. Finally, number one for me. I've talked about it a million times. I think they should go back to this formula. I get why they don't, but I would go back to it, especially now that NXT's cooking. It is 2019 Men's WarGames match. We have Riddle We got Keith Lee. We got Walter. We have Tommaso Ciampa. And who else was there? I don't know what the fifth person is. But that's NXT's group versus SmackDown and Raw. And it was basically a triple threat Survivor Series match. It was amazing, man. The crowd was into it. The crowd was very like pro NXT, so they actually knew who these people were. Yeah. They were doing their chants. And so it made for a fun moment because the crowd actually knew who these people were and was rooting for them because they were basically the underdog. Yeah. And man, it was such a great match. Like I looked it up on YouTube. It has 41 million views. I compared it to a lot of other matches that came out since and even before. And a lot of them are nowhere near. And that shows me like, oh, people go back to this match as much as I do. Just because it was so good. And man, that last 15 minutes or so, when it's just Keith and Roman, bruh, that's some of the best stuff you'll see. The crowd was going crazy.
When he did that dang spirit bomb.
When he did that spirit bomb, I thought it was a wrap.
I wish it was a wrap.
I really do.
Same. I still to this day wish that was it.
Yeah. I would have went nuts, man. Like, and then he did a backflip. He sold the spear. Because Keith, I mean, he was wrestler of the year in 2019, basically, for WWE standards. And so that was kind of the capsule of it. It was just like, man, he was the final guy in there. They set it up really well. I wish Walter didn't get eliminated so fast, but that's
the only bad spot of that match.
Yeah, that was the only one that I was like, all right, that's kind of trash. He got Claymore and went out, but that match I can go back all the time too, man. It's just fun because it's like when Ricochet checks in, okay, Chad Gable checks in. Okay, now they have their whole thing. Or when Chad Gable's in there, Riddle gets in and they have like a true wrestling match. Yeah. And then when Braun Strowman checks in, then Walter checks in, and then Drew checks in. So you got the monsters versus monsters, cruiserweights versus cruiserweights, And so it was really fun to see. And it's just a really entertaining match overall. The women's match that year was really fun too, but this one is top tier for me. It's definitely my favorite. And it's one of the reasons I love Survivor Series so much. Yeah, 2019 overall. Like you said, that whole card had great ones. Like
that whole card was amazing.
Elle mentioned, one of them with Adam Cole and Pete Dunne, that Nakamura, Roderick Strong, and AJ Styles match was really good.
That was one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah, the Shayna Baszler, Becky, and was it Bayley match was good.
Yeah, it was them three.
Yeah, like that card was filled with great matches, and that's why I kind of like hope they go back to that, just because I think it'd be dope. I just think it would bring attention. People know more NXT people now, especially with them bringing them up to the main roster more. Like Dragon Lee gets some attention. Some people get more attention before they ever make the jump.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a really good thing. But did you have any on your honorable mention?
I had that Roderick Strong one, and I had your number one as that.
Okay, gotcha. I had 2020 Drew versus Roman in the.
I had that one too.
Yeah, Pandemic. That was a really good match. I had the 2022 RK Bro versus the Usos tag match. That was a really good one. I got the 2016 Survivor Series match when they had like Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho doing the list thing, and their team versus like Moxley, I forgot my dude's name in WWE, him, a few other people from like Braun Strowman was in there. That was a really good match. And then the Women's WarGames match from this year. I have that as an honorable mention as well. But Survivor Series, man, we've had some great matches. One of the biggest pay-per-views they have each year. It's part of like the Big Four.
Yeah, it is the Big Four.
Yeah, so But no, that was fun, man. We kind of knew it was going to be a fun episode as far as ton of comebacks, ton of truly breaking news, shocking news.
Shocking news.
Yeah, yeah, man. So, L, I appreciate you once again hopping on, doing a review with me. Definitely look forward to it. We got Royal Rumble next.
Yep.
Is there anything like you're looking forward to as far as like coming out of this pay-per-view? Any storylines you're looking forward to, or like any results you want to see, flushed out?
I know where they're going with Rhea.
Yeah,
They gotta get something before they get with her and Becky.
yeah, I agree. They got to get something. I'm hoping Royal Rumble with how Royal Rumble is. I'm hoping maybe I'm wondering if they leave her off the card but have her heavily involved in everything else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that's a big for pay-per-view though.
Yeah, I know. It's hard not to have her on. Like it's hard not to have her defend. Usually, champions defend the night of Royal Rumble. Usually.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be tough, man. That'd be tough. I'm trying to think who they could even have her who could challenge her, but that's coming to mind. I mean, they could have Nia. I don't think Nia and Rhea have had a singles match. I don't think. It
Yeah,
hasn't
because
been.
she beat Raquel, right?
Yeah, she beat Raquel in the singles when she went against Nia. I want to say They went singles, but it got interrupted or something. And then they had the 5 women match where Nia was in it, but obviously it's 5 women. So I think you could do that and just to get something filled in there, but you got to have her heavily involved in that. I think whoever wins the Royal Rumble is probably going to go for her, most likely. Maybe Becky.
I wonder, or see if Jade's ready.
That's true. That could be a first appearance for Jade. That'd be a really good first appearance. Have a good little showing at the Royal Rumble. That'd be dope. It worked for a lot of people.
I can see her showing up.
Yeah, I mean it's happened. It's worked so well for so many people. I mean, when Keith Lee showed up, yeah, there's a little moment with Brock. Like all you need is a little moment, and then people were like, "Oh, okay, all right."
Yeah,
You
especially people waiting on her.
exactly. Yeah, people been waiting on it. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. Obviously, the CM Punk that goes without saying, but I'm also,
Randy.
oh yeah. Randy, I'm excited to see what happens with him. Um, there's so many people he can go up against now. I feel like the roster's gotten better, so he has so many options now. Bro, a Randy Gunther match? What? That'd be tough. Like if you had Gunther versus Randy at Royal Rumble, oh man, top tier. Or
That'd be
Gunther
the one.
versus
I'm like, are you about to lose this?
yeah, I know. And now, honestly, it could go to WrestleMania. Low
It
key go to
really
Mania.
could.
Yeah, they could push that to Mania, man.
But
I wouldn't be mad at
I
it.
can see Randy turn on Cody
I can see that too. I
pretty
feel like
soon.
that could definitely. I feel like that's the only thing I could say. I'm kind of hoping Cody beats Roman because Cody has so many rivalries that he could. The match with him, I mean, with him and Gunther in the Royal Rumble, they could run that back.
Yep.
The Seth getting jealous can run that back. Like you said, the legacy stuff you can run that. There's so many stuff you could go with. Whereas Seth, all his stuff has kind of been ran through already. So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. It's Randy. Randy got a lot of options right now. So, but had a good time. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Again, you can hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, the X, whatever you want to call it, Facebook. Join our Facebook group. We discuss everything. We kind of talked about CM Punk coming back in there recently. So appreciate you listening. Till next time, we out. Yeah.